Wo bin ich hier eigentlich? Ah ja, im Dorf, genau. Hier hatte ich ja gestern noch ein bisschen rumgebastelt. Oh, ja. Também. Estive aí, não. If you control it, the love is in the wrong. Love stays up in the love. No sleep. From the pound to the matter goes. Spaß.
What is Finding Hitler all about? This is a show that you're on, and it's on A&E. Is that what it's on?
Yeah, A&E is the parent network. It airs on History Channel, and we just had our third season that just finished airing.
What's the thought process behind this? Isn't legit? A lot of people are like, Finding Hitler. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Hitler. He died.
Yeah, I mean,
Not really.
we don't know.
Right.
And this isn't like Ancient Aliens. This is they declassified a bunch of documents. They both the Israelis, the British, and the Germans and Americans in the past 20 years have been consistently declassifying documents. And there were a bunch of specifically FBI documents that we were spending millions and millions of dollars actively searching for Hitler after the war, as was like millions of dollars. Hoover was like, no, send more FBI agents to South America and to North Africa, go to the Canary Islands, go to Spain, trying to find out where this guy went. Tons of real FBI documents with real leads, with real informants, some first eye accounts saying that they did. So anyways, that's the show, is us trying to find out, sift through reality and the fiction of the allure, the mystery of that asshole.
So what's the official story? The official story is that he killed himself, right?
Yep.
He killed himself in the bunker,
Yep.
David Braun.
Yep.
And is there any photographic evidence of his death or anything?
So what the Russians got the body, and they got his skull. And when they brought it back to Moscow, nobody has ever been able to independently verify who and what this body is. They let one genetic test occur, and the body with the bullet holes that they said was Hitler, and have said, and that's the narrative, that's the story, that's all the eyewitness accounts that are even the vicinity of collaborating with each other and corroborating each other's testimony. Like the closest version, because none of it seems to be very accurate, is that, okay, here's Hitler's skull, and when they did the genetic testing, it's that of a 35-year-old woman. So they're like, oh, well, this isn't Hitler, but they've said for the past 80 years that this is Hitler. So, okay, first, before we start throwing stones at Russia, let's go back to 1945, April, in Berlin. You have the Allies coming in, wrecking shop, dropping bombs, blowing everything up they can in every single which way. You have the Russians coming in from the opposite direction. They don't even have enough guns to arm all their soldiers. So if they have 200 guys, or 200,000 guys, they have 100,000 guns. If the guy in front of you dies, you just pick up his gun. That's what's happening in April of 1945 in Berlin. So the noose is tightening. There is no, it is chaos, anarchy, pandemonium. This is hell on earth in Berlin, 1945. So I don't know if we could get a real story, the way that we do it now, where we have these forensic experts that come in and document everything, and we look at all the different testimonies, say this is exactly how it's not CSI. This is 1945 Berlin. It's crazy. So there's no absolute proof.
No. And a lot of Nazis did escape and go to South America.
The majority of anyone with power. The Nuremberg trials were not a witch hunt, but it was to close a chapter so we could start moving forward with communism. That's what it was. The threat of fascism, the threat of Hitler, the threat of killing all the Jews, the threat of world domination by the Nazis, that threat's gone. What's the next threat? It's communism. Right? So that had to be a closed chapter of our history so we could focus our resources and our efforts to what inevitably was going to. I mean, the wall goes up. We have East and West Berlin. We're already looking at Korea. This happens almost overnight.
Right. Very quickly.
When Patton's like, no, never told me we need to go all the way to Moscow. This is not the end of our war, and we didn't listen to him. We then have been, fighting communism for the past 75 years.
So the ones with power that went to South America, I know a bunch of them went to Argentina, but they think they went to Honduras and a few other places. Where do they think they wound up?
So what you had in South America, both Chile and Argentina, back to back, had fascist regimes. You had Perón, who was part of the Nazi Party starting all the way back in the mid-30s. He's the president of Argentina. So the Red Cross, they were facilitating. There was about 3 different rat lines that guys were able to successfully get out of Europe into South America. And there's no question that we're talking thousands, if not tens of thousands of high-ranking Nazis made it there.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. And I'm not talking like little soldiers. I'm talking high-ranking Nazis, officers, guys like Joseph Mengele and Adolf Eichmann. I mean, these are the most disgusting, despicable humans to exist at the time. If Hitler is dead, Joseph Mengele is the guy that would take syringes full of blue ink and inject them. Oh, you have blue eyes, Joe, or you have brown eyes.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make them blue.
Oh, wow.
And then take twins and start torturing them to see if one would feel the pain. That's Joseph Mengele. I mean, that's the guy that then in South America was helping high-ranking Argentinians have abortions, and he set up. Have you seen the movie Colonia about Colonia Dignidad? Which is, if you're listening right now, I almost warn you not to Google it because it was a torture camp that was started by Joseph Schaefer, a Nazi. And Joseph Mengele, the doctor of death that escaped trial in Nuremberg and made it on the behest of Perón into Argentina, he set up a hospital at Colonia Dignidad, which was another safe haven for more Nazis in South America. Golda Meir and David Ben-Gurion, the presidents of Israel, they took the gloves off and they were just sending assassins to try to find these people and kill them. But what you got in South America were isolated German-only communities. You could go to Bariloche, Argentina, and I'd be like, "Buenos dias, amigos," and they're like, "Good morning." Like, "Oh, yeah, I meant good morning. Yeah, sorry, it's 2017, right? I thought we spoke Spanish." Here.
So, in 2017, you were there and they were speaking German.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I don't look very. I look more European than I do. So it's just them seeing me walking down the street, like, yeah. And there's tons of communities. I mean, if you go to Colonia Dignidad, which is now called Villa Bavaria, the Bavarian village, it is only German. In the center of Chile, in the mountains of Chile, like there's no Spanish being spoken there. It is exclusively German.
And these are descendants of Nazis.
Powerful Nazis.
Holy shit. This is going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are these communities like? I mean, what's their ideology? Are they...
They're pretty white.
Yeah, but are they like... I mean, do they espouse Nazi values? Or
Not openly. So, Colonia Dignidad, if you look at the second generation, there's a bunch of... So, it was a huge problem for Chile that they tried to hide for years, and they got so much power from the torturing that they did at Colonia Dignidad on a whole bunch of other high-ranking South American dictators that they are almost untouchable. And this is, I mean, you blow your mind if you look into this, Joe. You'd love it. But the second generation, the kids, like the grandkids, sometimes they're even more fanatical than the original generation. Have you ever seen this? Where like, if somebody's away from, like when you travel abroad, man, it's so cool to like get into the culture and get into the food and get into the, like you're dancing this style and you love the flag and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to a soccer game because we don't go to soccer games in America. And I'm gonna, but then maybe after like 2 months, I'm gonna miss home. You know, and then like a year, like, you really miss home. And then 10 years, you really, really miss home. And you see the same thing in the United States where it's not really a perfect assimilation. It's not the melting pot where you see generations that are espousing to be more like their ethnic heritage than they are American. You know, they're flying the Irish flag and like, I'm Irish. Well, it's just times 1,000 with these communities because they're exclusively German. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kind of weird.
So exclusively German, really missing home.
Yeah. Yeah. So
70 years later.
the second generations I was talking about, some of them that came to the United States and were high-ranking white supremacists that are now in jail, in prison, for their racial crimes.
And they came out of South America.
They came out of Colonia Dignidad. They came out of Bariloche. They came out of
Holy shit.
Córdoba. They came out of Misiones. They came out of, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Crazy. So that's the show, Hunting Hitler.
Fucking A, man. So how many people are we talking about all told in South America that come out of this? I mean, tens of thousands went there. But how many German communities and how big are they?
I think we have 50 German communities.
50.
Yeah.
How many people? If you had to guess.
A few 100,000.
Holy shit. A few 100,000 descendants of Nazis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And man, it's weird when you walk into somebody's parlor and it's like you're stepping back in time into Europe. Like I'm walking in, it's 2017, and I'm walking in Buenos Aires, Argentina, into somebody's parlor, and all of the tile is European, and all the style and all the art is very. We have deers